Good afternoon, Reg. We had heard that people would show up at today's commission meeting. One in particular did a lot of talking about Chief Parrish, a person that seems to know police very well through criminal activity. Yeah, they started searching yesterday afternoon, and then earlier today they did get a break in the search for those bodies, including the one of a missing 5-year-old child. Well, Reg, Columbia has not been flooded like this in at least over 20 years. In fact, I covered the Great Flood of 1994, and frankly, I don't remember it being this bad. Let me just step out of this shot for a minute. You see the water behind me. You say, well, there in the distance is the Chattahoochee River. Actually, it's not. That is just River Road. You can't see it. It's several feet under that water. Yeah, it was a very tragic scene this morning on U.S. Highway 84 just east of Enterprise. 3 people, including 2 children, are dead. Since yesterday morning, not getting to enjoy Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with their loved ones, knowing that their first priority in their job is to keep people safe. So they've been working around the river and continue to do so to make sure there's as good an outcome as possible. Yeah, from that fateful day, May 15, 1990, there were many turns in the investigation. The probe into the brutal death of a young woman who had just graduated from college. But one of the biggest turns did not come until years later. They're not buying into these allegations, and they want one thing, and that is for Chief Steve Parrish to remain at the helm of the Dothan Police Department. I'm live in the newsroom. Ken Curtis, WTVY, your hometown news leader right now.
The man known fondly as Dancing Dave was laid to rest today. He was perhaps as well known as anyone in our area, but not because of position or money. Newsworld's Ken Curtis tells us what he gave us is priceless.
A horse-drawn carriage, a long procession, cars stopping, people getting out and saluting Dancing Dave. Employees left work to get a glimpse. Even a state senator showed up. Harry Ann Smith bringing 2 quarters with her because Dave danced for quarters. Even Dancing Dave lookalikes.
I guess he always make us smile, make us laugh. Try to teach us all how to tap dance.
How he dance, yeah.
And none of us never learned.
Dave Watley wasn't a learner. He was a teacher, teaching us it is indeed more blessed to give than to receive.
Death is swallowed up in victory. Oh, death, where is the victory? It's not who you are, it's the love that you spread. And he spread a lot of love and appreciation, and he showed compassion for everything and everybody.
One person at the funeral saying it best: if there isn't a bit of Dancing Dave in all of us, there should be.
Amen. 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 Amen.
In Dothan, Ken Curtis, WTVY, your hometown news leader right now.
Sometimes it's just amazing what some people can do in their lifetime, but maybe it's what happens after death that is the most amazing. Such is the case with a high school student. Newsworld's Ken Curtis joins us live from our newsroom with the heartwarming story. Ken?
And what a story it is, how one young lady gone for well over a decade still impacts so many.
Sarah was 17 when she left our house one Friday evening to go to a dance.
But Sarah Gorey never came home. At the age of 17, she was killed in a traffic wreck. That was 14 years ago.
Everybody grieves in different ways.
Sarah's family has done a lot of grieving since her death. But a few years back, they turned grief into giving.
Every year it gets bigger.
For 6 years, the Gorey family has been the force behind these butts. Boston butts.
It's just amazing the outpouring of support.
So amazing that Bill and friends are smoking the butts again this year. 1,000 of them.
It just means a lot to our family. It's brought us all closer.
And it's raised over $100,000 for the Child Advocacy Center. You see, Bill says Sarah loved little children. So it was only natural that children are the benefactor of what's done in Sarah's memory.
What a better way to celebrate her life and raise money for an organization that needs funding.
Bill and Lisa may be the force behind the Sarah Elizabeth Gorey Memorial Gift to Children, but without friends,
it makes me feel good.
The yearly celebration of Sarah's life, well, it wouldn't happen.
This is a great cause. A good friend of mine passed away not too long ago, and he was real big into the Child Advocacy Center, and so I like to help out for that.
Helping out not for Sarah, but because of Sarah. 1,000 butts and 1,000,000 memories. And comfort in knowing the eternal flame of Sarah's life
I know she's blessed us.
still burns brightly. And as we mentioned, there are 1,000 Boston butts for sale. They are $25 each. Bill, Lisa, and the others will be at Camping World, and that's on the Circle, and we know it's in that construction zone, but they'll be there through Saturday or until all the Boston butts are gone. And let me tell you, it is worth putting up with that construction to get one of them. In fact, guys, I bought one today and have nibbled on it. Reg, I may buy you one for Thanksgiving. Who knows?
All right, I'm going to hold you to that, Ken.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot. Child Advocacy Center helps children who are abused, but their services go far beyond that. They're advocates for all children in unstable situations.
Starving dogs. What you're looking at now is nothing like what we show you coming up. A case of pet abuse. Some are calling the worst ever. Good evening, I'm Devin Sellers.
I'm Reginald Jones. Thank you for joining us for News 4 at 6 tonight. A horrible case of animal abuse. In fact, the most horrible is the way it's being described. News 4's Ken Curtis was there shortly after the abused dogs were found. He joins us live in the studio with the disturbing story. Ken?
Yeah, it is a horrible case of animal abuse. In fact, as you said, Reg, some people saying it's the worst they've ever seen. One dog staying alive by eating the carcasses of other animals. These pit bulls left to starve outside this home.
You can almost see through them. They're just bones with fur on top of them.
Inside, some apparently did starve to death, while another dog stayed alive by eating their carcasses. These pictures showed not much left. Officers went to this home on County Road 45. They wanted to check on the welfare of a child there. The child wasn't there, neither was the couple who lives there. But the dogs were there, chained, appearing to be without food for a long time. But the decomposing pit bulls inside, perhaps the most disturbing.
It's a sad situation. And the problem is there's a lot of this that goes on than more people know.
Debbie works at a Dothan hospital. When she heard about the dogs, she brought food. Food quickly gobbled up by the starving animals. You'd love to get the person that did this to these animals.
I look forward to arresting him. Yes, sir.
And here's what I can tell you right now. The Humane Society now has possession of those surviving dogs. The man who resides at this home, we're told, is being sought. We're holding his name until tomorrow at the request of the Henry County Sheriff's Office. And I talked to officers today, and certainly Reg and Devin, they're very disturbed by this, in fact, very emotional. But they're also concerned about Alabama law, because under our state law, that man could only be charged with misdemeanor crimes, and that potentially, while it potentially could carry some jail time, most of the time these kind of cases carry a fine. Guys.
All right. Thanks a lot, Ken. As Ken just told us, there was a child living in that home at least some of the time. It's not known if the child was ever inside with the dog carcasses.